There's lots of everyday items that you can use from around your house, in your garage, in your parents' place. Lots of stuff that's just everyday things that you can use when you're creating a micro budget film. So I just went out into the garage. I walked around in the main area of the house a little bit to look and see what was available. And I found some interesting things. Now, obviously, you're not going to have all the same stuff as me. A couple of them kind of feel like cheats a little bit. Oh yeah, one quick note. If you hear all the little birds in the background, the baby chickens that we just bought are not old enough to go outside yet. All right, so let's take a look at what I've got. And I tell you what, the reason I'm doing this video was because of a new channel, and they asked the question, like, what household items are you into? It's a cool name for the channel, Field of View. It's brand new, like, I don't think it has very many subscribers yet, but I'm doing this because of them, and I think I'm not gonna do all of it here. I'm gonna take some of that video and send it to them so they can put it on their channel, kind of like a collab type thing. Do you have a filmmaking channel? Would you like to collab? That'd be kind of awesome. All right, so let's look at what I got. Now, I'm not gonna pick some stuff like a mobile phone. Everybody's got that. That would be a whole episode on its own. So I walked around in the garage and I found some scrap pieces of wood. These here. And this one, I drilled a hole in it. Like, this is a pretty good size, actually. I'd almost cut it that size if I intended to. I put the holes on one end, and that way you can put a bolt through there and a little tripod head, or you can put a spigot for a light stand, like a 5/8 spigot on there to put a light on. And then the other area you can set a sandbag on, and that allows you to get like that really low angle shot. You could use these in a lot of different ways. You could screw this to the wall if you were doing a static shot and you had your camera like just mounted someplace in your space. It's like, oh, I like it there. You could mount one of these boards on the wall with a tripod head on it, and then you could just talk to it. You wouldn't need a tripod. You could just use a piece of scrap plywood. Furniture sliders. So furniture sliders for moving heavy furniture and stuff. But you can take these furniture sliders and set them under the legs of your tripod if you're on the carpeted area, and you can have somebody grab the tripod and just slide that across, and you can move back and forth and front to back with your tripod and get really surprisingly smooth like shots with your tripod moving. It's kind of awesome. Furniture sliders, who would have known? Screwdrivers, obviously any tools that you have around the house could be useful on set. So you're outside in the grass or someplace where it's not easy to like tape marks for your actors to stop at. Say they have to like walk up to the camera and stop right at a certain spot, or they need to stop so that the background's perfect, they're in a good composition. Well, you can take a screwdriver and just jam it in the ground, and then the actor can kind of see it out of their peripheral vision. That's a good way to mark points for your actors to stop. Marks, I should say. I should use proper filmmaking terminology. I forgot to turn my phone off. Oh, I got a comment on my YouTube channel. Awesome. Window cleaner. If you're doing a car shot, a lot of stuff that you're doing, having some window cleaner and some paper towels on set is really useful. So don't like discount the idea of bringing or having access to some cleaning supplies. All right, also around your house, you might have some electrical stuff. This is a little splitter, so you can run an extension cord and then run a bunch of cords off of that. Power strips, all that stuff. Even if you have to rob it temporarily from the back of your computer or whatever, or spend the $6 on a power strip, super useful on set. A clamp is pretty useful pretty useful. You could take that board that I was talking about and put it above a door or window and use that clamp to hold it in place, to hold a light in a place that would be kind of hard to light. You know, lots of different stuff. This is a little trick that gaffers would come up with, and that is they would take a putty knife, and in the back here is a hole. So you can put a 1/4-inch bolt through there. You can put like a little tripod head on there or a spigot or something, and you can jam this between, like, in the seam where the door and the jamb is at. And then you can mount a lightweight light fixture there. It's a real easy way to like stuff it in someplace and get a light in a really hard to fit place. Some other stuff that I grabbed was just some hardware. I have a 1/4-20 bolt, and I have a 3/8 16. I have several of those. But what you could do with this is, like, when I'm doing an overhead rig, here, let me grab a tripod head. So I have this one of my favorite little tripod heads, and this bolt, and all I have to do is thread this in there. I mean, you could really secure it by putting another nut on here, but now I have a tripod head with a rod on it. You can just mount this tripod head using, you know, you can mount this on a tripod, you can mount, or on a light stand, you could mount this. What I do is I'll mount it on C-stand, and then I'll have the arm of the C-stand sticking over, and then the grip head that's on the end of the arm on the C-stand, I'll just mount the tripod head this way, and I'll just mount my camera looking straight down. And that way I can have the C-stand off to the side. If I bump the table or something, it doesn't like rock it. And then the C-stand allows me to move the entire camera rig up and down. Like, if you don't have, you know, C-stands, which I would advise everyone to at least have 1 or 2 C-stands. They're just super useful. If you're on set, just rent some. They're not that expensive. Let's see what else I got. Oh, another thing is I got this 5/8 wooden dowel rod. And again, it's just nice having something that you can put right in a grip head. So I can mount that in a grip head. This could be on a stand, and then I have this long rod that I could hang diffusion from, or something else. Like my diffusion, I don't have a rack. So here's my diffusion panel right here. I just have it hanging off an arm from a boom. But it's not, you know, it's not in a butterfly frame or something like that. But just having something kind of long that you can add onto a C-stand where you can hang a large piece of cloth, like a green screen or anything like that. And these are cheap. These are a couple bucks. Wooden dowel rod. Obviously, not everybody's going to have a wooden dowel rod in their house or their garage. I happen to have one. All right, so this right here is just a curtain. Now, I did buy this for filmmaking. I have a whole bunch of these. They're like a blackout curtain from Walmart. I think I have a new one around here somewhere. So I have a whole bunch of stuff. Is this just too chaotic? Like, this seems like an awful lot of stuff. Meh. So the blackout curtains are these clips. I get these at Walmart. They're $10 or $15. They're white on one side and black on the other. They do block all the light. These are awesome. I use them all the time. Really? Really? That was the turkey. All right, another item on our little garage hunt is this little pad. Now these are great for, like, just, you know, it's for stadium seating, but it's a little padded thing. Sometimes it's rained, there's dew on the ground, and you need something that you can set your camera on when you're changing lenses or whatever it is you're rigging up. Sometimes it's just cold out, and it's nice to have something to stand on that gets your feet off that cold ground. And you can just sit on it at lunch. Super useful. Also, like if you're getting a really low shot and you're like kneeling down, that, you know, it's rough on your knees. So having that pad is nice for kneeling down. Now, this is a broom handle, just a standard, you know, you unscrew the bristles and you get this little threaded thing on the end. You could use this with my DIY shock mount for your microphone. I'll leave a link somewhere. That thing works great. I'm super happy with how that turned out. My memory card was full. Does that mean I'm rambling a lot? This seems like an awful lot of stuff. But I just literally just walked through my garage and started picking stuff up. So maybe I'll switch over. Maybe everything else I'll send to Field of View for their channel. So for now, I love you all, and I hope to see you in the comments. What stuff do you use that's around the house that you can use on your film projects? So go check them out, and if you like what they're doing over there, then maybe think about subscribing to their channel.